disturbing universe.
Hello, greetings, and welcome. Welcome to the Stereo 999 YouTube channel. I'm your host, the artist formerly known as Stereo Steve, and for the first half of this video, maybe all the video, depending on how long I ramble on, I am going to participate in a thread. The thread is called Bright Side of the Shelf. The thread was started by a channel called Vinyl Narrative. I've seen a few people jump on it. I'll put the link to the original video. But yeah, basically 5 albums with yellow covers. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna get right into the 5 records with yellow covers. This is the B-52's debut album. When I was, I believe in high school, maybe, back in the 80s, I saw the B-52s perform on Saturday Night Live. And I thought they were pretty amazing, actually. But I had seen this record sitting in the record store that I usually went to back then. And so I picked it up. And this is a goodie. It's got Rock Lobster, 6060842, Dance This Mess Around, and of course, Planet Claire. Who knew that this was the first tiny step down an Athens, Georgia rabbit hole that I would fall down into a few years later? All right, next album with a yellow cover. This is The Black Gladiator by Bo Diddley from 1970. Contains the song Elephant Man that has turned up on some compilations. Don't snooze on these early 70s Bo Diddley albums. They've got a lot of groove and a lot of humor. All right. This next yellow album cover. This was my introduction to this band. First thing I ever heard by them. And the band is Gang of Four. And yeah, back in the new wave days, somebody made me a cassette tape of this. And outside the trains don't run on time, it's her factory. He'd send in the army, Armalite rifle. But yeah, you know, there was kind of nothing like this, you know. I mean, it was like new wave and funky. It was like mechanical, but also funky at the same time, you know, and they had a lot to say with their songs. Gang of Four. And this is, I was almost thinking, well, it's a 5-song EP. It doesn't really count as an album, but you just said covers, so yeah. All right. The next yellow album cover. Bad Bossa Nova by Gene Ammons. Great tenor man. Along with Sonny Stitt, you know, a lot of hard bop stuff. Yeah, any Gene Ammons record is good. But this one has the song Jungle Soul, and it's got some like kind of exotica leaning tracks like Pagan Love Song and Anna and Yellow Bird, and another good long jam called Muito Mato Grosso. And there are 2 different sets of liner notes, and in one version of the liner notes, there is a humorous essay where they work in the song titles, and it's kind of a joke. And then there's a different set of liner notes. My old pressing that I used to have had different liner notes than that. And in the CD of this, which I also have, it has the different liner notes. But anyway, this is a good album. It's got Kenny Burrell and Bucky Pizzarelli on guitars, and it's more like of like exotica meets hard bop than really bossa nova. This is a goodie. All right. Last but not least, yellow album cover. This was actually kind of a grail for me because somebody put a song off of this on a cassette tape that he made for me, and I'm like, I'm never gonna find this. But I did find this Studio One, the Jamaican reggae label, and this has like Paragon's Sugar Minott, Freddie McGregor, but it has Shaving Cream by the Righteous Flames, which was the track I was looking for, which is like, you know, a Lee Perry joint, a reggae cover of Shaving Cream, be nice and clean, shave every day and you'll always look clean. All right, so anyway, that's my 5 yellow records. I will post a couple of links to other videos with the 5 yellow records. And if you got 5 yellow records and you are thinking of maybe doing a video about your 5 yellow records, leave a comment and let me know. Yeah. And
Steve, what about these records in the background on the decks, man? One of them is yellow. Why don't you talk about them?
well, Mr. Gopher, this record here is blurry. Now it's in focus. This is Silent Fountain by Matteo Casarino and Gino Di Michele from 1984. And it's mandolin and guitar instrumental Italian folk songs. This other record, and these 2 records has something in common. I wasn't even thinking of that when I pulled them out. I was going to do 6 yellow records, and then I decided I'll just do 5, but I was listening to this one. This is also from San Francisco, Mental Floss. And this is from 1984. I mean, you can tell. But what it's got in common is that the guitarist on here, Gino, had a store, Gino's Guitar Shop. And the guy from Mental Floss worked at Haight-Ashbury Music back in the 80s. But you know, that's what records are about. It's about, you know, people like preserving. Ooh, I can see myself in this. Right on.
Can you imagine listening to your favorite LPs and hearing absolutely no noise or distortion in the background? Compact disc players let you do just that.
Time for Compact Disc Corner. Compact Disc Corner. Compact Disc Corner, yeah. Hello, welcome to another edition of Compact Disc Corner. This is the part of the show where I talk about the compact discs in the corner. That's right. And background music for this one is All the Best from Hawaii, which some anonymous Hawaiian musicians play these classic Hawaiian tunes in Canada, right? Back when I used to DJ in a bar, this was like the last call, get out of here music. But anyway, this stack of CDs I'm going to talk about, on the top of the stack, this band called the Vibrators. Pretty sure they were English. Early punk / new wave. You probably know their song, Baby, Baby, Baby. But, yeah, this is pretty much the sound of 1977 punkish type music. And this is the OG Nice Price, which is underneath the price tag. But yeah, AAD, analog digital. Back when they used to describe the mastering process for the nerds. But yeah, if you like that 1977 early English punky kind of stuff, this is a classic. All right, this next one, Cheap Trick. This is their second self-titled album, because their 1977 debut was self-titled, but this 1997 album by Cheap Trick, also self-titled. I never had this, and I was listening to it, and it rocks pretty hard. I'm starting to think Cheap Trick can do no wrong. But this has the song 8 Miles Low, that 8 Vinyl Low, if you know that channel. That's where she got her channel name from. It's from the song 8 Miles Low, kind of a riff on 8 Miles High by Cheap Trick. But yeah, just real tuneful songwriting, heavy, kind of grunge influenced, because it was 1997, 96 when they recorded this. But yeah, Cheap Trick. Here's another one I didn't have for a long time, and I figured I should get. This is The Division Bell by Pink Floyd, 1994. And of course, this is one of the ones without Roger Waters. That's pretty much David Gilmour front and center. Some of it's kind of gloomy and contemplative, but also some really nice music. And it's got a little cutout hole. I don't know if you can see through it. Ooh. Yeah. All right. Dusty Springfield in Memphis. I have her other record on vinyl, and I never had a copy of this, and this was too cheap to pass up. Not only that, but this is special special Rhino Deluxe Edition, and it's got more bonus tracks than album. So we've got 25 songs from Dusty, including her big hit, Son of a Preacher Man, and some nice soulful rendition of You've Got a Friend, and Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Heidi Ho. This is some good stuff. All right. Going back to the 50s here. This is the best of Ace Records, the pop hits. Of course, Ace Records' big artist was Frankie Ford. So, of course, it's got Won't You Let Me Take You on a Sea Cruise. A lot of Frankie Ford, some early Joe Tex, Huey Smith, Jimmy Clanton on Rock and Roll Records. Yeah, it's a good compilation here. And Creedence Clearwater Chronicle Volume 2. This was in the stack of CDs I was gifted, and I assumed it was like the second disc of their greatest hits Chronicle, but no. Chronicle Volume 2 is deep cuts like Walk on the Water, Wrote a Song for Everyone, Pagan Baby, and it's Creedence deep cuts. Very cool. Have a collection that's not the most obvious hits. And last but not least, The Sopranos, music from the original series. And this came out, hey, shut up. This came out, I think around 99. This came out around 99 when the show was maybe on its second season. So it doesn't have Don't Stop Believin', but it's got Woke Up This Morning. It's got R.L. Burnside, Frank Sinatra, Bob Dylan, Little Steven, Bruce, Bo Diddley. Just a good collection of Mafia tunes here. All right, and on that, this edition of Compact Disc Corner comes to a close. Stop. 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 Stop.
Your Audi is fond of music and owns many records.
And they call me Mellow Yellow, oh yeah.